7 minutes until the stream begins. Five minutes until the stream begins. Three minutes until the stream begins. 1 minute until the stream begins. Welcome back to the Lokadosh Gaming Channel. This is your host, Lokadosh, the Unholy Gamer, and we are back playing some more Assassin's Creed Shadows in our New Game Plus Nightmare Mode playthrough. I believe we're going to continue on with the, what was it? Let's take a look and see what it is that we've got to look at. I forgot what the objective is. The Seta River Killers. So we're going to keep going after these guys. I've got to find the Oyamazaki village in Yamashiro. So that is going to be where we're going to go first. If you guys are down for that, make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow, all the different things that happen on all the different types of channels and different places like Rumble and Twitch and YouTube, where you guys are all coming from. So wherever you're coming from, do the things that help grow the content in the channel there, and I would greatly appreciate it. So we're going to keep exploring and see if I am heading towards the correct village. It may take me a little bit of time. What's up? Glad to have you back. And look, we have... Oh, actually this might be better. I need to swap out of Yasuke for a minute. We're going to play for a moment as Naue. Why can't I change? Oh, it must be because I'm on that mission. But can I paint? I'm not sure I'm able to. We're going to attempt to get this painting of this Sumie, or Sumie. If we don't get it, it's okay, but we're going to give it a go. Yeah, I might need to make an account over there, but I'm not positive that what I'm using for streaming will hook up with it quite the way that I'd like it to. That is something, though, that could be investigated. Could be interesting to take a look at. Okay. Yasuke can do the painting of the Sumies as well. All right. Let's keep this party moving. Oh, where did my horse go? There's my horse. Come here, horsey. I desperately need to find the next guy on this list. Why are we going through the dang field? And why not take that road over there? Okay, well, we have a castle right there. Oh, don't tell me we're going to run right through the middle of stuff where... Okay. I thought we were going to have to blast through and fight everybody. I'm not exactly sure I know where this... remember where this village is. all of a sudden are we pathing through, like, places that don't have roads? Okay, that's kind of weird. Okay, Eagle's Nest. And it's a Kujikiri spot. Okay. Well, we're not going Kujikiri there. Let's see. Where could this village be? You know, we may end up just running all over the place tonight. Sometimes that's what the game's about, is just going out and exploring. Like I said, I don't keep track of where every single location is. Well, let's see. Let's just sit back and enjoy the ride, I reckon. Now, if you happen to know where this village is, that'd be kind of fun. You know, you can put that in the chat and I'll follow those directions. Okay, I'm pretty sure we've already been to that. Yeah, we've been to that Jizzo statue. Okay, Hills of Meeting. Take a right, then a left after 3 roads. I'm going to be a little bit behind you. Okay, hold on, wait a second. Let's see here. I'm wondering if any of these places happen to be it. A right, then a left after 3 roads. That's probably 1, 2, 3. So we're somewhere, what, maybe up in here? Let's see what I've got marked. Those are good instructions, though. Take a right, then a left after... Oh, okay. Well, maybe you're basically going the right way. It'd be funny if you were. Okay. Lost pages. Now here's the thing. I may not be able to climb to some of the lost pages. Yeah, we're not going to worry about that right now. Just your infinite aura. That's funny. Okay, so let's see where else we can possibly go. I am going to just keep looking all over Yamashiro. It's in Yamashiro, that is for sure. I'm almost half tempted to just like look up the location online, cause it's getting a little frustrating. But I'm a patient person. I can keep playing and keep going, but you know, in this day and time, people want you to just get there. Okay, I don't even know what Kakarega that is. Okay. What are we looking at here? I want to get close enough and then see if I need to just back right back out. Okay, just another shrine. We've got a couple of shrines or temples that have to be worked through. It actually looks like we're going to end up doing a lot of map clearing. And it is possible. See, I wanted to think it was down in this area, but I don't think it is. Okay, we're going to head up to these guys. Ah, come on, game. We don't need that anymore. We don't need that anymore. Let's head on. Oh, not too bad. We had, I had some help in my departmental testing today, so I was able to essentially double the output and bring the school that I'm working to finish testing to go from like 50% to 70%. It was a good day. And hopefully by the end of tomorrow we'll be about 80 to 85% done. And I should be able to finish that school off before heading to the schools that I actually serve. I'm just there to help out for someone who had a medical emergency. But my schools will... I've had kids emailing me this week, when are you coming to test us? Because they just want to have me back. So, you know, I've been telling them Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, and that's looking like a high likelihood at this point, which is not bad considering how crazy all of this has been in the last few weeks with weather and whatnot. Because when you have weather like we've had in the south, you don't end up getting the days in school that you really want to get. I wouldn't say that. I tend to enjoy the kids that really make other teachers pull their hair out. Those tend to be my favorites. That sounds kind of odd, but, you know, you've seen that we're playing on Nightmare Mode. I like it when things are hard. I enjoy a challenge. I enjoy some difficulty. So, in a lot of ways, those kids that can be some of your most difficult to deal with tend to be the kids that I remember years down the line and just enjoy having because they're fun. Exactly. I don't think I'm going to ever find this dang village. I'm going to have to go out, like, into, like, the middle of nowhere here in Yamashiro. That's what I'm starting to think. Nope, we don't want to go to the Imperial Palace. We're heading this way. And, you know, that desire or that interest in loving a challenge, that may partially be personality, but it may have grown out of the years I spent on the mat wrestling. You know, that builds a lot of grit and determination, and I don't like it when I can't figure things out. It really bothers me. So when something's really hard, I dig in even harder and try and figure it out. Now, do I always succeed? No. But I will try it and try it and try it, nearly break my full neck, take some time off from the idea, go back to it. If I can't figure something out, I may put it down for a while, but it's definitely not going to end up being something that I just leave behind. Good grief. All right. Well, we're finding every single shrine and temple in Yamashiro tonight, folks. Definitely not getting the set of river killers done. That's the goal. But 20 minutes of essentially just running about on a horse. Now, wait a second. Okay. This is what we're going to do. Let's track him. Right now, it looks like I got a couple, which is about what I've got on most platforms. We're still relatively low, just having a good time. You know, I'm half tempted to burn some scouts just to try and figure out where this guy is. Yamashiro, they're opposite Oyamazaki village. Nope. Yeah, I think it's a good place to be. You know, I see a lot of potential with it, but at the same time, you know, I mostly just pick the franchise because it's something I really enjoy. So I mean, win-win, right? You know, if it's something that's a growing fan base for a particular game or for a particular IP, you know, something like that plus an interest in it, you know, to me that's good enough to try and, you know, make something of it. You know, and right now another big thing out there is Brandon Sanderson's The Cosmere universe, his fantasy universe that he's been writing since, I think, the first book published back in 2005. It's got a huge following, and I am a pretty avid reader, and I've read everything in that universe that he's published so far. And I've actually thought about going the route of BookTube and trying to do a different channel just on those books. Oh, it's great. You know, in his systems, the story is... Oh, baby. Let's pay attention to the Ronin just a second. There we go. Yeah, you know how in, like, fantasy books you've got magic and things like that, or things like that. The unholy reader. I've actually thought about, making it something that will brand across everything, not just the unholy gamer, the unholy reader. That's pretty funny. Uh, I'd had that thought myself, but when you read fantasy, it usually involves a good deal of magic, and in most fantasy that you find, the magic is simply part of the universe, and when you see the magic on page, the magic's magic, and it does cool stuff, and it's just kind of helping the plot along, I think. But Sanderson, and that's called soft magic systems, but he does what he calls a hard magic system, and everything's very scientific. In one series, you're looking at people ingesting small flakes of metal that they use to power their magic internally, and it has different effects depending on the types of metals. In a different world, he has them using essentially the energy from a storm that constantly runs around the planet. It's like a massive hurricane that runs east to west on the planet, and every week or 2 weeks it makes its way around the planet, so it's constantly coming back and hitting the same areas, but it leaves behind this valuable, like, energetic resource that the magic wielders in that world can use. And as long as they have some of that energy, they can power the magics that they can use, but the magics that they use are divided out. Like, there's folks that can fly, there are other folks that can essentially split atoms, there are folks that can slip and slide across the ground in graceful motion. There are folks that can do healing. Sometimes there's combinations of those abilities across different orders of knights. It's really interesting. Uh, Other books, you draw different runes and they have different types of effects. It's a like a graphical type of magic. Yeah, and what's kind of cool about the Cosmere, he's sending it into the space age, and so it'll become more sci-fi over time. But what's kind of interesting about it is that the technological advancements in the future ages, in the coming novels he has dreamt up, are based on the magics from those planets. So on the planet that is all about using metal, they fly through the stars, basically powering and pushing off of the steel fields that they build in outer space to aid their starfighters and things of that sort. So everything is done along the lines of the magic and the sources of those magics, and each world will have a different technological trajectory, which is kind of interesting in how they meet and how those storylines will cross and play out in the sci-fi age. Is going to be really interesting to watch over the next 15, 20 years as he completes the work that he's doing in the universe he's created. It's phenomenal stuff. But yeah, I would certainly be ready to do a channel discussing those books and stuff. They're some of my favorites. Yeah, exactly. When you get to see hundreds and maybe even thousands of years of change between stories, it's pretty cool. You can you can see that in things like Isaac Asimov's Foundation series. It's 7 books. I think I've read 3 of them. Uh, but Asimov's Foundation was essentially one of the biggest influences on George Lucas with Star Wars and Gene Roddenberry for Star Trek. You see a lot of, once you've read Foundation, you see a lot of the marks of that influence in both of those series. It's really quite interesting. Okay, come on. I want to find this dang village. I don't want to burn scouts to do it either. You guys over on Rumble that are watching, you know, get in the chat. Nope, didn't find it earlier. We just been talking. I've been just chatting, just riding around. I found a whole bunch of the shrines. I'll go back and find the lost pages and do the prayers at those shrines later, though. I can't believe I've been at it for half an hour and still hadn't found the dang village. I'm going to end up burning some scouts here in a minute because I got to get to some action. My fingers are itching for some fights. And I don't think I can leave the Yasuke character until I finish the set of River Killers. And I have a feeling I'm about to head to another shrine, maybe. Nope. Maybe, yep. Another shrine. Well, temple. Okay. This is starting to be a little bit foolish. It's not going to be over here because this is the Ami region. It's going to be somewhere. Oh, I'm only short one scout. Let's try this. Nope. Not in there. I'm looking for the Oyamazaki village. And I have a feeling... Oh, look at that. You know, when I started out this evening, I started out at this Kakarega right there. That's, yeah, okay. Fast travel to the Kakarega. We burned 6 scouts to do that. It's okay. When we have a seasonal change, we'll get them all back. But I was trying to save them so that I could possibly get gold and more resources for upgrades. Whatever. Okay, we're going to disembark. There we go, the collector. Get him. Keep hitting them. And that'll drop them. Good enough. To max out what? Like the hideouts? Or to max out your characters and gear? I have the hideout completely maxed out, but I don't remember how much that took. But all I know is it's going to take me forever. Oh yeah, that's from the game. Okay, over here there's a body. Where are they? Oh, there's the body. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get anything off of them. Okay, your mark is that merchant on the move. Do what you want with his goods, but any mine you find is mine. Bring proof of death to my rural hideaway near the shores of Lake Biwa. Do not keep me waiting. The traitor. Okay. So now we need to go and find our next mark. And the stalker. This is one of several hired killers who were sent by a secretive organization to target influential common folk. Ami, they're east of the Seta Bridge. That one's easy enough. If we go over here to mouth of Seta, that's going to be the Seta Bridge right there. And he's east of the Seta Bridge. Let's see. What's going to be our best way over there? I'm just going to plop west of the bridge, and we're going to ride, because I have not been over there yet. What's going to suck is if it tells me there's no pathway. There's a pathway. Oh, what I'm spending everything on as far as... Are you talking about over in the tip link or in the, for the game? Okay, hold on. That's how we're going to go? Man, that's the long way around, isn't it? I don't want my character getting confused. But we're going to go the long way around, looks like. Oh, yeah. The cost of upgrades in-game, yeah, that can be pretty grindy. And like I said, I don't know how much it took to completely get everything upgraded in the hideout. Basically now I'm trying to make sure I get everything that I want to use, at least in my main builds, leveled up all the way to 100. And then I want them at either the mythic level or the artifact level. As high as that will go as well. I'm just trying to max out the particular builds that I'm doing. Currently both of them are more or less running straight up poison, but Yasuke can do a lot of things that get all the different, what do they call them? I can't remember. Like your different status effects, and my brain is not wanting to work for me right now. You know, your poison, your blood, your daze, those build-ups. I've been focused mostly on poison, but Yasuke can do a lot of things that get all of those. But then they now have the ice and the fire, or the frost and the fire. So you can make builds with that stuff. So I'm interested in trying those two out at some point. But for right now, I really like what I've got running both with Yasuke and Naoe. They're not quite completely geared up to the level that they're at. I think we're at like level 93 right now, almost 94. I think most of the gear for Yasuke is sitting at 90, but it has pretty good synergy, all the different parts of the build. Well, it looks like we might get 2 or 3 guys tonight. Not all 5 like I'd hoped. So I guess tomorrow night we'll end up finishing off the Seta River Killers. Unless all of a sudden in the next, like, 20 minutes, I'm able to find 4 marks and just annihilate them all. But I think they're spread out. The rest of these guys are spread out all over Ami or all over the Seta River region and Lake Biwa, and that's a big area. I mean, I figure I was gonna probably after this take Yasuke to Azuchi, which is in Ami, and do his storyline. Yeah, I think I sometimes bite off a little more than I can chew. Like my plans for a stream, what I might do. Yeah, sometimes I get sidetracked, or I don't have the time I think I have to get that accomplished. But it's okay. And this is a big night of just like riding and discovering and uncovering different parts of the map. Maybe this playthrough I'll remember the map a lot better than the last time. Ooh. I'm going to take a little side quest here. Stream later and more during the summer. Like, I would like to. My issue is that I end up taking summer work usually, and I work a summer camp, and so I end up playing with kids all day and driving the bus for them and things of that sort. So sometimes, you know, I need to make sure I get to bed at a decent hour, that kind of thing. Oh, headshot. He's done. Oh, he smacked that thing away. Come on, dude. Right here. Off to some bleed effects here. Hit him in the head. Make him bleed. Hit him with some poison. That guy's down. Now we'll just collect some goods. I'm going to end up selling these off later just because the Mon is worth more to me than just having goods that I don't need anymore for hideout upgrades. I'm really needing to just purchase stuff that will help all my gear and whatnot. Oh, that thing's nuts. The whole 6-7 thing. Get him, Yasuke. Oh, yeah. Get him. Specials for the win. And like you said the other night, holy violence. Ha ha. No, but like, back to the 6-7 thing. I've seen a lot of different explanations of that. Originally, it's in a rap song from a guy from Philly. And it's actually 6-7 is like I think it's a 1067. That is police radio chatter for like dead body. So, you know, you can catch a 67. Something like that. And then it got tossed over onto a basketball player, and there were some kids that were, doing the motion, and all that got overlaid together. And now it's just kind of a thing kids say that is part of, you know, teen culture, and it's kind of an in-group phrase. You know, I have a background in, well, I've studied a bunch of different languages, so I have a background in linguistic kind of stuff, and linguists call this a linguistic shibboleth, and that actually comes from Hebrew, or an ancient Hebrew word. Yeah, LaMelo Ball, right. I couldn't remember the basketball player, but apparently what this is it's a linguistic term called a shibboleth, which actually comes from ancient Hebrew, which is where my gamer tag and my channel name comes from. Uh, but in one of the ancient Hebrew stories from the Old Testament is using the word shibboleth because it was something that the Israelites could say, but apparently their enemies who were trying to infiltrate them with spies, the people who spoke the other dialect couldn't say shibboleth. It would come out as sibboleth or something silly that would immediately identify them, just like you can identify someone that is Southern by the way they speak. Or you notice certain phrases being used by certain people around different parts of the country. Like my wife is from, northwestern Pennsylvania, and they say look it. And I'm like, where's the at? Look at it. And they say, look it. I've got cousins from the same area that say the same thing, and it's pretty funny. Um, what's great is to hear my kids who speak with the rapidity of Northerners and use Northern phrases because they hear those from their mom. And then you get their Southern accent because that's where we live. And so, Southern accent with the Northern speed and Northern phrases, it really trips people out. Okay, we're still on the move. We took a little side action to get a Jizzo statue there. Back to some auto follow. Yeah, but stuff like that, the different phrases people say, the different slang, I love hearing those things and figuring out where they came from and why they're used the way they're used, even if the people that use them don't understand why it is like that. So, I mean, it essentially just, 6-7 is just a way for kids to denote, oh, you're part of the cool group. And I'll tell you what, even middle schoolers and high schoolers tend to love it when I say it. They don't cringe at my schools. They think it's hilarious. Sometimes they'll even ask me to say it. And then they all cheer as I go down the hall, like saying stuff like that. They think it's funny. All right, we're just about to this next guy. A little under 600 meters to our waypoint, and then we'll cross the bridge and fight this guy. So where are you from? Oh, North Carolina, same here. You from the Charlotte area, since you were mentioning the
商人に使える資格の一人だな。近づいているな。